Yes, people sell a lot of insane things on the Astral Shard auction house for insane prices. It's like genuinely shocking sometimes. Oh, I guess I should be on camera. I don't have a reason not to be. Hello. What's up, everybody? I hope you're as excited as I am, as it is the night before hardcore, and we got lots of stuff going on. It's a new season starting up tomorrow, which is exciting. We also have a new patch. I haven't looked at the patch notes yet, but I thought we could do that together as a team, which would be pretty good. And we'll take a gander at some of the new things that are coming out, and it should be a absolute blast. Also, another build review? Sounds good. Young Nine, please send that to me somehow so I can review your build. I need 9k Thunderforged ingots? No, especially for 900 Astral Shards. Wait, people are selling Thunderforged ingots for shards? Under 200. The Thunderstorm Crescent? I don't even know where this drops. Where does this come from? It's Epic Elite. So, and it's 24, so that means Druid's Deep? Is that Druid's Deep? Do you know what the rewards are? Yeah, it's the same rewards as Hardcore Season 3. So this is the Hardcore Season 3 cloak for 10 Reaper points. The level 20 cloak is a sash. So it doesn't have the cool design, so it's a sash instead. The 1750 reward is this helmet. There's a horse, which is the 3000 favor reward. Where's the horse? This horse? This is the 3000 favor reward horse. So you can see it here. So this is the 3000 favor reward horse. Ooh. And then it's the Archon pet for the other one. So yeah. Anyway, let's take a look at the new patch notes. Let's get this going here. Monitor. And so as you can see here, we're looking at the notes for... I'm just going to move myself over here and flip me. So we got the patch notes for update 38.1. So this is going to be adding more quests at the Hunter's Expedition Camp, which is cool, because there wasn't a lot of endgame to do, as well as 10 new missions in the Shield Isles, which is exciting. So the missions can give you both Order of the Eagle and Ledger Keeper rewards in the patch tomorrow, which is exciting. Also, they're going to be adding more Quartermasters around, which is just generally good. They honestly needed them. And unfortunately, while there is delvings, you can't do delvings in some of the new missions. So if you are planning on farming out delvings, you'll have to do that. Although, there's now new gear that you can get from the new chests, and this will be one of the better ways to get uncommon gear. If you're looking to gear up and you don't have a crafter available, you can do that as well. And oh, these are the wrong patch notes. Oh my god, you guys. I was looking at the wrong patch notes. Oh, I should have been looking at the pause and peril patch notes here. I'm so sorry, I didn't even notice. Just kidding, I did that for the joke. Yeah, big dragon, tabaxi tumbling out of the way, trying to get out of the way. This is the new update, update 65. Why did we get an update 65 and then also update 64 last week? I don't know, but we did, so that's what it is. So, update 65 release notes. Here are the release notes for update 65. Hardcore League begins at 3 p.m. Eastern. That's even later than I thought. Tomorrow's going to be such a fucking long day. I have to be up at 7 in the morning. I'm going to try to nap, I guess. So that's going to be cool. Oh, that's That's early. Also, I have a mild announcement. One of the members of our 1 to 20 run, unfortunately, is also no longer able to make it to our run, which is also going to make things a little bit more complicated. So, I'm going to be seeing, it's very last minute, but seeing if there's anyone else who doesn't have anything to do on Wednesday who wants to join. If not, it will be 5 of us, so we will see about that. But this hardcore season is coming out tomorrow. There's information, learn more about the league about what's going on with the hardcore league, what you can earn, what the rewards are. All that information is here, and your frequently asked questions. So that will be available. I'll link the notes in chat. Is it our tank? Yes, it is. It's our only melee character in our party. And we have 2 meme builds. Yep. So that's going to be good. Yeah. Can build it up for us? No. We need you. You're too important. So sorry. You have to stay. You really shouldn't join, but if you don't find someone, you can join. Okay. We'll see. I'm gonna call it work for the next few days and do that? Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, let's continue going. The 9th season brings a return of the 3rd season of Hardcore League, so called Saving Grace. So there's 4 level lockouts, and you get an extra life at level 8 and 16. We've been calling this Baby Core. It is the easiest hardcore ever released by Stone Games. We might get an easier one in the future, but I kind of hope not, because this is really, really easy. Hopefully we don't get an even easier hardcore league in the future. Where should I put this? The chat. Put the chat down here. Here we go. There's also a new free dungeon. A rogue dragon acting unnaturally has been causing chaos in Stormreach. The agents of Arganesson seek your assistance in helping to contain the dragon before it can do more damage. So this is the new free quest called, I think it's called A Catastrophe. This is been made for free for all players, so it's coming out. Anyone can play it. It's level 4 and 34. The heroic items are really good, especially if you're free to play. And the level 34 legendary items are really good if you're free to play. They are kind of mid if you own all the content. But if you don't own any content, there's a lot of really good stuff in here. So just keep that in mind. Also, they made it live in the YouTube series The Joy of Deving, so if you want to watch it, you can watch it right here. The Jester of Festival has also arrived, so if you've been collecting up your coins over the past week, you'll be able to turn them in. The cookie list has been updated to swap out some effects for other new ones. And then, the Festivalt Curse. This year has curses settled in on lands during Festival season. Cards from the deck of many curses have begun appearing in more places. So the Festival Jester now has a chance to give you cards. So when you turn in coins, you can now get cards. The number of cards that drop in chests, both end and optional, has been doubled. So if you've been farming cards over the past week, I've been telling people not to farm cards because they announced this on Friday they were doubling them. Keep that in mind. And then also the end reward list for Legendary Sagas now offer cards as an option. And this is every endgame saga in the game, giving you 120 cards for a true elitist saga, so you can do this instead. They don't like the shard economy. I actually don't know if it's that they don't like the shard economy. I don't think it has anything to do with that. I think, in my opinion, they thought endgamers are going to be really engaged in this system, and they missed the mark with their target audience, and now they want to bring the cards to the target audience of people who are more casual, who just want to engage with this system in general. Bug fixes. Chronoscope Rewound now properly displays in the Adventure Compendium. Legendary Loot and Chronoscope Rewound now appears with its proper Mythic and Reaper bonuses. Apparently they weren't dropping Reaper or Mythic, so that's interesting. 401 of Dire Thaumaturge now correctly provides its maximum skill points in Reaper difficulty. Was it not doing that? The Vision of Wealth in the quest Desire in the Dark is now correctly flagged as Construct. Sure. Fixed the tooltip of the icon of Lord of Blades. I don't know what that means. Removed Weird Extra tooltip from Kensai. The W score from some of Giant Hold raid items has been adjusted. I don't know. Fixed a ton of typos in recent dialogues and effects. The tooltip for Nightmare Lance is more accurate. I don't know what that means. And Hood of Unrest now has a 10-minute cooldown, which is not really going to change its use. And if it gave a 10-minute debuff, so if you got Hood of Unrest, you couldn't be Hood of Unrested again for 10 minutes. I think this would have an actual impact on the game. As a 10-minute cooldown, it doesn't really matter. If you're using Hood of Unrest, you're usually playing in content that is going to be taking about 10 minutes long anyway. You know, this is once a raid. Well, you're only really using it once a raid, so it is what it is. Gameplay adjustments. The quest Repossession now has a Rest and Resurrection Shrine, which is nice. The quest Come Out and Slay now has additional Resurrection Shrine after the final fight ends. I have actually had this problem where I have died as from an acid arrow as a monster has died, and therefore not been able to complete the quest. So, or you have someone who dies and then you can't resurrect them, so that's a part of it. Dominated Cloud Sentry in the quest Horde the Illithid no longer uses Global Lightning Attack against the party when fighting other enemies. The Global Lightning party attack now has a 60-meter range. However, the Giant's Lightning strikes against its current targets will have an unlimited range. So this makes this quest a lot better. It means that you can just have one person grab aggro on the Giants and then run away and then deal with it. This quest is annoying. It is possible to get through quickly. We've been doing it. I've been farming this out on R1. And either we do 50-50, one person goes and just deals with the Giants and then gets everything destroyed, and then we can all go through separately, or we just kill the Giants as we go along. And if you have a lot of DPS, it does not take that long, but they do have a lot of hit points. Yeah, exactly. You just spell absorb it. Nope, I got your build. We're good here. So yeah, there are a couple things that aren't in here. This says nothing about the new raid augments. So I don't know if that's going to be a stealth fix or whatever, but the new raid augments are still not in the game, even though they were on the preview and they were supposed to be coming to the game. So I don't know if that's a bug or not. And we don't have information about what the new cookie list is. Oh, wait, festival.com. Hold on, maybe it's on here. Oh. Festival, blah, 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 blah. Festival Jester, blah, 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 blah. These jumping challenges, blah, 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 and tradition. Okay, so we don't have any information about what the new cookies are. So this will take some time for people to collect. I won't be looking into this on the first day because of the Hardcore League, obviously. But yeah. Festival coins will appear in-game through January 7th and January 14th. You'll be able to hand them last of them. For those of you wondering what happens in January, that's Snow Peaks. So Snow Peaks takes that. There's two winter events. There's the Festival and Snow Peaks, and they're two separate things. I don't know why there's two separate things. I have no idea. But yeah. Anyway, I mean, most of these changes are fine. As I said, I think the Hood of Unrest thing doesn't really matter that much. I don't think this is going to have any effect on pretty much any gameplay. I would have rather seen that when you get Hood of Unrest placed on you, or you use it on yourself, you then get a debuff that is called, like, I don't know, Exhausted or something like that. And then it prevents you from receiving another Hood of Unrest. Right now, what you can do with Hood is you can roll Hood of Unrest on one person and basically give them this effect for, like, almost 5 minutes in a raid. So yeah, it's still kind of silly and still overpowered in my opinion, but it is what it is. Bridge in the marketplace? No. They have not talked about it. I mean, they did. I think on the forums they acknowledged that that is a problem. That there's a place in the market where if you go, or it's from the new raid. There's basically a way to like pull one of the dot effects into the regular world, and then it damages people. But I think they don't want to talk about it because it's like a lot of things where if they don't really want to bring the servers down until Wednesday. So if they don't talk about it, they kind of want the news not to spread so that you don't have more people who are logging into the game to do that, because you can intentionally place it there. So yeah. A Hood of Unrest is improved Uncanny Dodge. So 50% dodge that goes above your dodge cap. Is to prevent bug abuse? Wait, what bug? Wait, was there a way to get Hood of Unrest to go without actually using the charges or something? That's what I'm curious about. Anyway, what am I doing here? Oh yeah, build review. Get multiple hoods, more of an exploit. Oh, like in your inventory, like you could have multiple of them at the same time, even though it was considered exclusive. But yeah, like I said, you had 40 of them on your main? Guys, stop cheating in the fucking video game. It's not that hard. Jesus Christ. This is not a challenging video game. Stop cheating in the game. Holy mackerel. I don't even know what to tell you about that one. My posture's good, although I could stand to hydrate. Okay. So, as is tradition, I'm going to be doing another build review today. What's up, Samikamaru? Because today is the last day before Hardcore League. Yeah. But no, it should be good. I learned two things. One is on the weekend, I had actually planned to go on Sunday. I'm going to be going with my friends to get a Christmas tree. Because we do that every year. It's like a tradition. We go to like a Christmas tree farm or like a tree farm, and we chop down a tree, and we get it, we bring it in the house, and it's a good time. It's also snowing outside, so I've been like shoveling the driveway a whole bunch and, you know, working the old back. Good old back. However, this Sunday, when we're going to get the tree, it's going to be 9 degrees Canadian, way above zero, and pouring rain. Which is, you know, yeah, it's not ideal. It is what it is. So, yeah.
Goddamn, quit cutting down all the trees that suck up all the CO2.
Never. I will never stop doing it. Gonna kill people in hardcore? No, nothing's gonna kill people in hardcore, because they're probably fixing it with the patch tomorrow. It's probably just not listed in. And because SSG has a habit of undocumented changes where they will change things and then not tell us about it, so it just kind of shows up. And then second, to have that kill people on hardcore, you need to have people going into legendary Rhonoscope, which is not going to be happening for a very long time, and possibly not happening at all. So we'll see. Anyway. Here. I need a keybind for that. That'd be a good idea. Get a keybind. Doesn't snow and you get slush? Yeah, there's not going to be any snow anymore. I don't even know why I shoveled the driveway. It's literally all melting on Sunday. I'm an idiot. Okay, so this is a build submitted by Young Nide for Hardcore League. It's called Archer Trapper. Misspelled. It's 2 P's. And in the note section, we have none. So I'm assuming this is a Archer Trapper, and I will do my best. It has 2 Alchemists that I don't know what this is for exactly, but we'll take a look. And we have some of this other stuff here. We got Dark Hunter with 12, and we have Rogue 6. Now, my biggest concern with a character like this is the leveling process. One of the things about leveling with a character like this is that this tree is garbage for leveling. It doesn't add any damage to your attacks. It does later, like when you get, you know, aim shot adds a little bit of damage, and yeah, sniper shot's a little bit of damage. Especially late game, these are insane. Early game, you don't really have a lot of bonuses to your damage, and none of this in here really adds any bonus to damage. Until you get to like up here where you get a little bit of damage, but even then, like 20% double shot, so 20% of the time you double your damage, which sucks. So the thing about Deepwood Stalker is that it is heavily reliant on you having a baseline damage on all of your abilities. You need to have a lot of damage coming from the core element of your character. That's really, really important. And so leveling with this is quite hard. It's the same reason why I tell people all the time, they're like, oh, I want to play Dark Hunter as a ranger. I want to play Dark Hunter as a ranger. If you're experienced, you can make different plays where you either level as melee and you swap into ranged later, or you just have a group of people to carry you. But playing a bow character without Arcane Archer is really, really rough during the leveling process, because Arcane Archer gives you a lot of flat damage. It just adds a bunch of damage on your initial hits, so you barely crit with it, but it doesn't matter because your non-crits are doing at least half of a target's health. So for pretty much the entire leveling process, you're two-shotting every monster you encounter, which again is not ideal given the abysmal attack speed that bows have. It's like so slow. So you can like load your arrow, pull back, let go, load the arrow, pull back, let go. It's like awful in terms of the speed, but it ends up making it feel a lot better when you can two-shot things. In the leveling process for Archer, not nearly as good, so you'll be running into a lot of problems with a character like this if you do try to level it as an Archer. And so that's one of the reasons why on my build, I did not play as a Dark Hunter. Even though it gives more sneak attack damage, I went with regular Ranger for that exact reason. But again, it's something you got to keep aware of. But yeah, playing a level with dual weapons and kukris, I mean, that makes sense because you could just do that. So since you're playing a leveling with dual weapons, I'm not going to evaluate the leveling process on this one. We're only going to look at the level 32 endgame potential of the build. because obviously it's a waste of time to look at the leveling process if we're not using it at all. Because the level process is just, it's called Vistani Knife Fighter, which is not in here. You just click Vistani, and then you put all your points into Vistani, and then you call it a day. Like, that's really all you need. So we're going to look at this from an endgame perspective. So I'm not looking at the leveling order of these feats. I'm assuming you're lesser TRing at 32, so it's fine. So let's take a gander here. We got point blank, it's good. Precision, dodge, mobility, shot on the run. I like shot on the run because it's got +6 range power. It's not bad. And you dodge and mobility are already nice effects in here. You got evasion. The alchemist, I'm assuming, is for poison shot, which lets you contaminate targets, so you can deal imbue damage to them. You have a little bit of imbue dice with not Fury the Hunter, Primal Energy, as well as getting access to Lupine Instincts, which I actually really like for Hardcore League, because your character really needs that extra search and disable. This is an extra 12, or it's search and disable. It says spot in here. That's wrong. It's search and disable device. You do not get any spot, so you will need that, especially starting with a 16 intelligence and being dex based. You're gonna need that extra 12, because you will be 12 behind a intelligence based build, maybe in a little bit more than that. So you're gonna need that for the leveling, for the end game process. But other than that, it's a little too many points here spent in assassin. I'd probably move some stuff around for sure. In terms of Deepwood, you don't take extra favorite enemy, which is a huge amount of extra damage, and I would much rather that. So the reason why you want extra favorite enemy is because this doesn't look like it's that good, but you have to remember that getting favorite enemies is very, very, very easy in this game. As a Deepwood Stalker, you've got 3 already. This will give you a 4th, and it gives you +2 damage against all of your favorite enemies, which means, let's say you pick an enemy on here that's like pretty good. So say you grab like human, which you don't already have because you have monstrous, humanoid, and vermin. If you decide to pick human here, then all of a sudden your character is going to be getting an extra 8 damage against every human target that you fight against, which is a lot of them, and it increases the damage against all of the other creatures that you're fighting. Extra favorite enemy is very, very, very good, and definitely something that you want. So I'm just going to slap human in here. We're going to take a look at some of the other ones. What other favorite you took? Yeah, you took aberration as well. Aberration's all right. It's not a bad pick, especially since it doesn't fit with the other ones. But again, as you look into epics, you have also favorite enemy of my own, the favorite enemy Fae, which is pretty good. And you can also likely inexpensively get additional favorite enemies if you wanted to by investing into like Vistani to get undead for 2 points, which by the way is totally worth it, and in my opinion would be better suited than poison shot because it gives you 12. Now you're at 12 extra damage against every undead, which is much better than the extra damage on poison shot because this is going to happen more actively. And it's also 12 extra damage against humans. The thing about Deepwood is that when you get to tier 5, you want to max out the favorite enemy because it's so good to get even more favorite enemies. If you really wanted to do this, you could try to do an Azamar Scourge to get even more of them, because then you could skip out on the favorite enemy here. But I think this is also missing information on this one, because I'm pretty sure it's not actually saying everything that it does. Oh no, it does. Extra favorite enemy just says that. Okay, now never mind. That is what it is. But yeah, again, it's something you have to think about. Is the extra favorite enemy is quite good. It adds a lot of extra damage to what you're using, and it works really, really, really well. So I would much rather do that over that. Outside of this, you've got everything good in Dark Hunter. You took all the good stuff. You got the physical resistance rating, which is fine. You don't have any assassinate, but you don't need any of it. You don't take some of the cores for the hit points. And you don't take Opportune Moment, which is crazy good. And you definitely want to have Opportune Moment. You also took Dagger in the back, which gives you dex to hit with daggers, which I'm assuming maybe for the leveling process is fine, but you definitely don't need that here. And I really want Opportune Moment. So why Opportune Moment is good? Actually, so is Slayer in the Dark. These are all really good things. Opportune Moment is when your sneak attack dice, you get 12 extra sneak attack dice when you come out of invisibility. And coming out of invisibility is like super duper easy, because you can either cast invisibility on yourself if you want to, or you can of course use the ability Smoke Bomb here to turn yourself invisible and displaced, and then come out of this all the time. Opportune Moment gives you a gigantic amount of extra damage and is 100% worth it, as one of the main reasons why you want to use Dark Hunter as an archer versus just playing as a regular ranger, because this effect combined with the extra sneak attack dice, that's a lot of extra damage as a burst, and you can do this whenever you want. Any boss fights, oh there's a Reaper up ahead, oh there's another thing, you want to have that. Also, problematically, you really want to have Assassin's Trick, because you don't have a way to break sneak attack immunity on monsters either. So your points are kind of split up a lot here, and I don't know what the proper direction is, because you have like way too many different things that you want all at the same time, because there's effectively just like too many good things. You have to decide what's better. Bypassing sneak attack immunity, which is really important, or getting the extra sneak attack damage for when you can't bypass sneak attack immunity. Now, of course, if you've already filled out endgame gear, you can just have yourself a item that gives you access to sneak attack immunity breaking, like the legendary, where is it? I'm just using this. This is not the best example. It's just the only item I can think of off the top of my head that had the effect. The Golden Guile here, which gives you improved deception. That bypasses sneak attack immunity. So as long as you have an improved deception item on your character, you don't have to worry about it as much. Or if you have Bring Darkness, you don't have to worry about it as much. But again, it's something you always have to be mindful of. But since you do have Bring Darkness, I'm just going to take some points out of here, take that point out there, put it there, do a bit of rearranging, grab the opportune moment, and now you just need a way to get invisible. Usually that would preclude just using Smoke Bomb, because Smoke Bomb is really, really good. But alternatively, you could go other directions with it in terms of invisibility. How else do we get invisibility on this build? There's no Fey invisibility where you turn invisible when you tumble. Oh, true, yeah, the second one does that. Can't I do that with Sniper Shot? No. So you don't understand. What you're missing is it's true, this does work. Sneak attacking ability, so a target can be sneak attacked versus. Okay, I'm just gonna draw this. Okay, notepad, because this is something a lot of people don't understand. Okay, so we're gonna ask the question of, can you sneak attack something? This is a great question, and it doesn't have a clear answer. So we're gonna talk about two separate things that are completely different. So number one is, does the target have fortification? That's the first question you ask. Because if the target has fortification, then you have to bypass that. Reduces your chance to sneak attack them by a percentage. So let's say, for example, construct equals 100%. This means that you 100% of the time when you sneak attack them, they negate your sneak attack. Now that's why you get fortification bypass. So that way you can still sneak attack the constructs. You get fortification bypass from like Deepwood Stalker. So you get 10% fortification bypass here, and I believe another 10% here. So you get a lot of fortification bypass, right? So that's great. The second question is, does the target have sneak attack immunity? So, what is sneak attack immunity? Undead and constructs have sneak attack immunity. Now, this might look stupid because you're looking at this and you say, of course it is sneak attack immunity, it's 100%. No. Oh, and elementals. Undead. Elementals. I always forget the elementals. Do plants do or don't? I can't remember. Anyway, these creatures have sneak attack immunity. And what that means is that even if you have 100% fortification bypass, so you set this to 0, you still can't sneak attack them because they have a stat called sneak attack immunity. And the only way to remove sneak attack immunity is either with Assassin's Trick, says loses their immunity to sneak attack, Smoke Trap loses their immunity to sneak attack, or if you hit them with a Bring Darkness, where they lose their immunity to sneak attack. So the target is no longer immune to sneak attacks. Those are actually separate statistics and are totally different things, okay? So just keep that in mind, that these are very, very different things. And then the last question is the target attacking me? If no, you get sneak attack. That's it. So, if you pass all these things, you're good. So where does bluff come in? Bluff makes it so the target thinks it's not attacking you. So, if bluffed, you get sneak attack. So Sniper Shot causes bluff. So if you Sniper Shot a human, they're now bluffed and you get sneak attack damage against them. But if you Sniper Shot an undead, it has sneak attack immunity. If you Sniper Shot an elemental, it has sneak attack immunity. So it still doesn't work. So keep that in mind. So again, there's a lot of wacky stuff in here. It's very bizarre. But yeah. It's a lot of bizarre stuff in here, but it's kind of weird. But now that you know that, we're all set. YouTube short? No. Because the problem with making YouTube shorts about DDO content is that was like 3 to 4 minutes of explanation, and it just doesn't fit into a short. I'm still working on a video about aggro and threat. Also, what's up, Mixdorek? How you doing? good? Okay. So, let's continue going over this. Other abilities and feats. This is fine. This is fine. Luck of Heroes is for epic stuff. Combat, yeah, this is good. This is good. This is fine. This is good. Watch Fly, Sign of the Theater Plane, Legendary. So, another issue that you're going to run into here is also just straight up hit points. You don't have a lot. So, you got to be careful when you're an archer like this for not taking any hit health specific things. Another reason why upping Dark Hunter is good is because it gives you the health. I really want to find a way to turn invisible easier, but you don't get access to Smoke Bomb, which makes it tough. Dark Hunters don't get any invisibility effects, I don't think. I don't think you have any way to turn invisible right now. So that might be a pass, because I can't think of a way for you to easily turn invisible. One of the easy ways you turn invisible is with invisibility guard items as well, which is usually pretty good, because it just procs the effect for you. But Smoke Bomb is kind of like the trick here, where you just Smoke Bomb and you're fine. So yeah, so that's gonna be the thing. You could get the ring from Saltmarsh, but yeah, that's not ideal. Also hard to get invisibility proc as a ranged build. Yeah, it is also hard to get invisibility proc as a ranged build. Think. Invisibility. What are we doing here? I mean, like I said, I still think this is better. You also get hit points as well, so it's good. It's better to take than some of the other stuff, but you know, Smoke Bomb. Hard to do. Yeah, but it's too high level because it's only 2 levels of Alchemist. It's not in here. I believe Invisibility Potion is a level 2 spell and not a level 1 spell. So, but yeah, obviously you can get the Ethereal Ring, which solves this problem. And the Ethereal Ring is also very easy to come by, which is convenient because it comes from... Oh, it comes from Final Enemy? That's hilarious. Anyway, you can just get yourself a Ethereal Ring. Does the Heroic Ethereal Ring also do that? Yeah, the Scion gives Invisibility Guard. Ethereal. Yeah, the Heroic Ethereal does as well. To drop a rogue level from Alch, maybe. I'm thinking about that, because what do you get at 5 rogue? I don't think you get anything at 5 rogue. Or, sorry, 6 rogue. At 6 rogue, you get Trap Sense 2. It's not important. Yeah. Yeah, you could definitely do that. Because you'd only need 5. You could do something like... Beep. And this is good for 2 reasons. The main reason, of course, being that now you have access to 2. Now you can get invisibility. Wait, what level is invisibility on Alchemist? Wait, does Alchemist have Invisibility Potion? Or am I making that up and thinking that they would have a spell called Invisibility Potion? Because that makes sense. Which is totally real. I accept that that could be a thing that I'm making up. It's level 3. Well, you're boned. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Actually, it doesn't matter either way which one you take. They're both the same. Although, that does give you access to another higher level spell, which means you could take Liquid Courage if you don't have that already and you're not buying anything. But outside of that, yeah, these all don't matter. They don't have any impact on your character. Maybe Restorative Draft is nice so you can get rid of like your own negative levels. But yeah, Smoke Bomb's level 4. So that's even worse. But you don't need 5 rogue, so you really have a lot of flexibility with this last level. You can put it in 13 Ranger for no real reason. Doesn't super matter at the end of the day. Anyway, but yeah, you have Invisibility Guard from a Sign of the Ethereal Plane. I just wanted a way to force it, you know what I mean? But yeah, the Ethereal Ring is also not the worst way to go about it. You'll probably end up wearing the Ethereal Ring anyway, because it's really good. It's odd that there's no invisibility here. Isn't there a thing where you tumble and you become invisible in Magus of the Eclipse? Because that was in Magister, but I guess it's no longer in Magus because they changed that. It's all gone now. I know that in Grandmaster of Flowers, when you tumble, you can pass through enemies, but it doesn't make you invisible anymore. How many times does melee range power stack on weapon focus? Are you asking how, you can as many times as you take the feat. Each feat is a different effect. Anyway, so you have all your points spent in Shroudi and Shadow Dancer, which is a little sketch. I'm assuming you don't own Macrotex. You're not using that. But this is pretty expensive in a lot of cases. You're going with Shadow Strike ranged, which isn't the worst thing, but it's far from the best. Your character is situated as a physical attacker, which means you really want to be using Shirati because you don't have any imbue dice. So even though you have some bonuses with imbue, you don't really get a whole lot. your character is ending with a total amount of imbue dice of 6d6. So you're not even getting the extra bonus. And your sneak attack dice is 26d6, which is pretty good. Because you can double it with Shadow Strike with the Dark Imbuement. The main problem here is that Shadow Strike, with Shadow Strike, you run into the issue that this only works like 1 attack per second. It's got a limit on how often you can use it in terms of the extra sneak attack damage. So if you attack, let's say you attack 2 times a second, but it's like really close, so it's like 0.48 or something like that on your attack time. Your first attack is at 0.48, it applies sneak attack. Your second attack is at 0.96, so it does not apply the extra damage from Dark Imbuement. And then your third attack is at 1.44, and so then that will be applying the sneak attack damage. But then at that point, that's basically only on every other attack you're actually getting the damage on it with Dark Imbuement. Now, it's not nothing. It's an extra 26 d6s multiplied through. And Shadow Strike is a very hard-hitting ability, but it's a cooldown of 15 seconds, and you have already a very powerful ability in Sniper Shot, and the Shroddy Epic Strike plus Sniper Shot is super-duper good. So I would generally recommend using... Oh god, what did I do to myself? I would generally recommend on an Archer using Hunt's End. This is one of the reasons why, even on my character, who is a character that is specifically focused on the imbue for maximizing the imbue dice as a wizard, I still use this because this shit's too good to use with anything else, and I can't recommend it enough. However, that would mean taking more points out of Shadow Dancer, which would be unfortunate. Another thing is that your character is brittle. You have like no hit points, and you have to fix that. Also, From the Shadows is kind of cool, but like, and it does let you keep a 100% uptime on Dark Imbuement, because you can From the Shadows and then keep Dark Imbuement up, and then also Shadow Strike to keep Dark Imbuement. And there is some interesting counterplay there. The problem is, it's not going to feel as good, and you have to put you're using again a Epic Strike that's not as strong, and you have no way again to protect yourself because you're going to be really low on hit points, and that worries me a lot about your character and the performance of your character generally overall. So, how can we fix all of these things to get them to work together? Well, one, we're going to redo the Shadow Dancer tree, and also the Shroddy tree, because you really want to have that Shroddy Epic Strike. I think it's just too good for you to pass up. You definitely want to make sure you're taking this. If you don't like it, then just stick with the Epic Strike. You can fit it in, but this is just my thought process here and how I think it works better for you to do it. Also, Stay Loud is very good because it has the extra damage. It has the blind. It can sometimes scale with what other people are bringing. If anyone has the special debuffs from Fatesinger, which you obviously know because you can use this yourself. However, we're not going to be using Fatesinger because Fatesinger doesn't give you any defense, and your character is like a very fragile balloon. You're going to need something in here to protect you from dying, so it's really, really important. Grab all the stuff up here, like so. Beautiful. Now, another thing that's important is that you're also going to need Technician. It's Hardcore League. You literally can't do this without Technician. It's too important. So we can grab Dance in the Dark. We can grab Lithe because that's really good. We can grab Darkest Luck. You can still get the Shadow Striker because it's pretty good. But at this point, now, you can grab Cover of Darkness, and you start moving in for Grim Precision, get those 3 points, grab Bring Darkness and all that, which leaves you with 2 points remaining. Now, it's really hard to get those 2 points anywhere to give you any amount of defense, which is why I would probably, if I'm being honest, cut the Soul. Even though I like the Dodge Bypass, Fort Bypass, and all that other stuff, I would probably cut that out in exchange of either grabbing Unyielding Sentinel, grabbing your core here, as well as like something with Divine Energy Resistance. For somebody who's going to have no magic resistance rating, that 35 reduction is insane for just passive damage reduction, which is really, really good. Or alternatively, you could use like Legendary Dreadnought to grab more hit points. The reason why I like the Divine Sentinel is because this gives 35 hit points, whereas you spend the points in Dreadnought, and you're getting, I believe you get range power, but you get the same amount of hit points, so it's basically 4 range power versus having something that is effective and protects you. This is what I would do. However, you can strip these points and go back the other way you had it. I just think this one is more safe because, again, this 35, if you have somebody in your party who is doing this and you have a static and you never have to worry about having Divine Energy Resistance, then you don't need Divine Energy Resistance and you can go another way. But, again, you're fragile, the hit points are going to matter, and this effect is way better than I think a lot of people give it credit for because that 35 resistance means you take a lot less damage. Now, you are a ranger, which means you can actually cast the spell and skip this, You just have to make sure you do that every time. Every time you join an adventure, you start the party, and you're going to be casting out all of those spells. So you're going to go Dark Hunter. You're going to have, where is it? Resist Energy, and your Resist Energy as well as Ramsomite. And you're going to go, okay, cool. So I'm casting, Resist Fire and Cold and Lightning and Acid and Sonic every single quest, and you can avoid doing that. You don't have to do that every quest, but if you don't, you might notice how painful life is without it. So again, something to super keep in mind. I think it's way too valuable. Yeah, Burning Blood is a killer on hardcore. It's a huge killer because remember, on the regular server, okay, when I'm playing on my regular character, you're going to look and it's like, wow, look at all these resistances that I have. I have like 6 extra resistance. And do I not have ship buffs? Oh my god, I don't have ship buffs. That's amazing. I don't know how long I haven't had ship buffs for. Anyway, you're like, oh wow, look at these resistances. That's 6 from past lives. So my character has past lives, which is giving me these extra resistances that you might not otherwise have. Now let me show you what happens when I click ship buffs on the regular server. Again, it's the invisible things that you don't normally notice. So if I'm on the actual server, if I go to my elemental defenses, I have like, to the elements? Like 23% right now. I click the ship buff. It's going to, go ahead and give me all the buffs. They gave me an extra 2% absorption. Or no, 26%. Or what was that, 23 or something like that? Anyway, it's a huge... Yeah, I was at 23%. Now I'm at 34%. Huge increase in my defenses. And of my flat resistances, I just gained an extra 50 on all of my flat resistances from the ship. And Burning Blood still hurts on this server. So bear in mind, without that, your character is going to be taking tremendous amounts of damage you're not ready for. And that it is a killer every time. People die to this stuff constantly. So this is the reason why if I seem like I'm a maniac and I'm like, oh yeah, get Divine Energy Resistance, please get Divine Energy Resistance. It's way too good. So yeah, keep that in mind. All right, I just need a second. I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else to look at here. No other huge major changes. I'm assuming your skills are fine. I didn't check your skills, but like, let's see. You want that one? That's pretty good. You want this one? That's pretty good. You want this one? And I'm out of ideas. So, but you can figure that out from where you're at. Haggle. Max out haggle. Me all the extra haggle. Oh, yeah. You might be like, wait, haggle? Stream Tom, you're putting points into haggle? Yeah. You know why? Because you're going to need money on Hardcore League. That's why I'm putting points into haggle. You know what else is good? Use Magic Device. That's a good one. So let's take Use Magic Device here. What else can we put in here? Let's see. Heal's pretty good. Jump. You can't cast the spell. You're going to need Jump. That one's pretty good. Spot. People like having Spot. I don't really care too much, but some people really like having Spot. Concentration, because you didn't take Quicken, so you're going to flub a lot of spells, so keep that in mind. The rest of these don't really matter. You can take Heal. Your heals suck, but why not? And now I'm out of skill points for the most part. Oh, and Swim. There you go. Beautiful skills. It's all done. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I would change here. As far as itemization goes, itemizing on ranged character is something I don't know how to do. So, especially not a dex-based. I have to do that for me, and I don't know how to do it. So, Only festival or forever? I'm not sure. I assume it's forever, but it might be only festival. So anyway, Young Knight, thank you for submitting the build. Good luck to you. I wish you the best of luck. I can never recommend playing an archer on hardcore. I know I'm doing it, but I'm doing it for a YouTube video. You should succeed. Please succeed. Just be careful. Oh, that's fun. Doing it for fun. Fun in the video game? Archer Trapper. Just to show you also how far away you are on this one, and this is like, the scary thing. If I go up to skills, with the wolf, Is the wolf included in here? No, it's not. It's broken. But without the wolf, or with it, you're at 68 on search and 52 on disable. It's actually plus 6 or 7, I think, from that. So we'll just call them both 58. You're 58 on both of these. Sorry, 68 on search and 68 on... is it 68? 68 and like 70 on search and disable device. With a plus 20 item, that brings you up to 90. With an intelligence item, brings you to 97 or what have you. So with ship buffs, with greater heroism, prayer, and other stuff, you can get there. But that's just you're just barely crossing that 105 threshold. So it's gonna be a tight one. It's gonna be a tight one for sure. But I wish you the best of luck. So hopefully it goes well for you. It was pretty miserable by the end. Yeah, I can see that. Like I said, looking over mine. Let me get it here. Builds. I have so many builds. So many builds. So like this is my archer by contrast, and my disable device and my search are like a little bit higher, obviously, but that's because I'm an intelligence-based build and not a dex-based one. And I'm still going to be struggling to make sure I manage that. It's going to take a lot of item swapping. Yeah, this is a rough one. I'm still sussing out some of these details, but for the most part, everything is pretty good for the most part. But yeah, I went with regular ranger as opposed to dark hunter because then I can get favorite enemy, undead, and evil outsider and things. And also, I wanted access to the arcane archer tree, which again, this is the leveling goo right here. This is what gets you the experience per hour. Very, very important for the build. So kind of key here. I also didn't spend all the points. I left 3 points remaining for people that don't own racial and universal point tomes. But I'll be spending all the points. Where? I haven't decided yet, but you know, I'm working on it. I might just take more intelligence or something. I'm not sure. Do you want to run through traps? No. The other thing that worries me is also like defense. Man, I don't know if I'm going to have the saves for a lot of this stuff. I do take Insight for Reflexes by 6, which is good, and I have Evasion by 8, which will help out a lot. But then when we're doing stuff like the swim on day 1, oh, fuck. I don't know how the swim is going to go. I don't have Improved Evasion. And so if my Reflex save is less than, I want to say, 36, we might skip the Crucible. Because I can do everything else, but that one's a toughie. Yeah, if it's less than 36, I might just skip that. Everything else is fine, but yeah, I don't know where the reflex is going to be during the heroic leveling process. Because I get a lot of it from like Ranger and Rogue, which will help out quite a bit, and then I can get bonus saving throws, but yeah. You know, Warforged Sork last season? Yeah, Warforged Sork is fantastic. So will for leveling? Yep, yeah, I'll have Protection from Evil. Will be what, like 16, yeah. Reflex save boots, the +5? I mean, I could just get an augment from the store as well. Yeah, that is something to think about for sure. There's a lot of pieces of this puzzle. Now, something I don't know and something I want to work on as well is, well, I mean, a build for on another character of mine. I was wondering if my stats were lower. That makes sense. My ship buffs must have ran out when I was running raids last time. It's kind of funny because I noticed my stats were lower, and I was like, what's happening here? Okay, let's go here. The character I wanted to make a build for is this one, an item build. I just need to update it because I never finished it because I got lazy because I didn't want to finish it, and that is a mistake, and I need to update it so it actually has the proper gear. I just don't know ranged gear, so that'll be a process and a half. However, it's not like I don't have a lot of ranged gear. So that's the other thing too, is I do have a lot of items kicking around that are really good for ranged characters, so I don't know. We'll see. Also have bard buffs. Yeah, we will have bard buffs as well. Yeah, we'll have all the bard buffs. Oh yeah, I left this character here. That's funny. Yeah, I'm like in between pieces. I've got a fair amount of raid gear. I got the rune lodestone apparently. I have the helm of the final watcher. I have the dire wolf belt. I got a whole bunch of things going on. I got the buckler of the celestial soldier, which is actually genuinely a good item for this character and probably wouldn't get replaced even on a new gear set. How convenient it is. Yeah, not if Cruiser dies. That's the other thing, too, is it's going to get really hard if people start dying, so we got to be careful about that. A heroic dust cart? I don't even know what's on this character. There's probably also items I've been meaning to, like, find that I've just been missing. There's my Guardian of the Gates necklace. It's a heroic gem of many facets. Do I have a legendary one? Experimenter goggles for dealing with traps. The Nocturne ring, which I don't know why I have it. I have the Band of Insightful Commands, which is a nightmare item to get. Ball Watch Circlet, which I could be using. The legendary gem of many facets with a Windlasher's Kunduric Delving, which is almost good enough, except it's 3 pieces for the Kunduric Delving, but, you know, it's not bad. It's got Windlashers on it, so it's just generally a good item to hold on to. There's my Mythic Reaper Hammer Fist. I don't know why it's on this character, but it is. My Mysterious Cloak that I've been missing. There it is. Yep. I made a second one of these because I couldn't find it, so that I already have 2 now. Looking for items. It's amazing. And of course, actually filling in all of the actual dex pieces. So yeah, I'd love to think about a gear set for this character. I just don't know what people use nowadays on throwers. Or at least dex-based ranged characters. Because I gotta look into that. Because that's not enough dexterity, and I don't have enough stats to really make this character do everything that I want to dance. Do I have this build? Let me see here. I might have it. So we can look over it. Sun. This build's not 3 years old, is it? No, it's not. Did I never publish the Sunflash build? I might not have ever published this build, which is funny. I love YouTube content you put out. I always enjoy your videos. Thanks, Fearless Havoc. I always enjoy you telling me that you enjoy my videos. It makes me feel warm and fuzzy on the inside. Which is way better than the amount of deadness I usually feel. Being dead on the inside. Okay, let me find my build thing here. And then load it up. I need to do that. Alchemist. Boom, Bing, Banger, Favorite Soul, Rogue, Slapper. What a character. Wacky Charisma Ranger. When did I do this? I feel like that was last year. Death Knight, Fire Sword, Melee, Razor Claw, Single Target, Monk, Alchemist Poison, Fire, Solo, Storm Singer, something like that. Yeah, finding the Sunfest build is going to be impossible. Because I know I did it at some point. I just don't remember when. Oh, because I wrote it somewhere. Oh, is it here? Nope. Here? Actually, I can just search this. Ah, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, I got something. That's the one. What was the goal here? Gem of many facets? Oh, supposed to be using Bracers of Deafness with the Volcour set. Oh, and an Arcane Guardian for MRR. You know, I can actually get this, which is kind of funny. It's got Artifact, Dex, and Constitution. Oh, because I need Volcour's Chosen on here. This gear set's not terrible. Honestly, I'm pretty happy with this for the most part. It's got everything I need. It's got quality dexterity. Where do I get Insightful Dex? Do I craft it? I craft Insightful Dex. Got most of the stats that you need. This has, so it's 15 dex, Insightful Dex 6, and Quality Dexterity, and Artifact. It's missing one of those juicy Profane set bonuses in favor of Winter, which gives a lot more hit points. And I feel like generally that's more important for a character like this, because I need to be able to take a hit right to the dome. And it's probably just missing some more modern augments as well that I could shove into here.
Quest.
Like, I don't know if this has Festive Dex or anything in here already. It does have Festive Dex. It also, it has also Litany, Epic Litany of the Dead. Which I could also put in here. and a globe of true Imperial blood. So this character ends up with 83 dexterity, which is dramatically higher than what I have on here. Oh, and I have to put the bypasses in here. Yeah, I kind of want to sort this out and actually get this adjusted here. So I think I'm going to do that for a little bit while we just talk about hardcore and what's happening next week. As I said, hardcore, I'm really looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting to actually get sorted and to see, you know, what all the builds that people come up with. I can only one artifact at a time. I'm going to move this over here. Okay, so I need to get a Gem of Many Facets and have it with the right stats. I don't want to lose a Wind Lashers, because one piece Wind Lashers is pretty good. So I think I should go Epic-ify or Legendary-ify another Gem of Many Facets. And I have a second one here, which has what? This is Heroic? I'm never going to use a Heroic Gem of Many Facets. Draconic Prophecy and Desert's Burning Sun. I mean, that's kind of neat. It's not good. It's kind of neat. And I have to leave this zone now. I don't want to leave this zone, but I need to go. Sailor Calatin, I have to go. And now I can't get back because the character, the NPC is now gone. They've left this space. Alright, let's go. Yeah, so we'll see. Tomorrow's going to be an interesting day. It's going to be a long day. I'm very excited. Hardcore apparently starts at 3 p.m., which means we'll be starting at 3:30. So my heart goes out to Dorak, who has to be starting at 9:30 at night. Good luck, man. I hope you've got some rogue energy or monster energy or really just enough energy. Maybe you got like somebody who just sits behind you and sprays you with water every once in a while, so it like kind of shocks your system and wakes you up. Whatever it is, I hope that you're able to do that. Okay, I have to get the bracers of deafness from the Chamber of Rayum. Oh. Alright, that's manageable. Okay. So, I have to get the Altar of Epic Rituals and put my Gem of Many Facets in here. I should have all the ingredients for this. I mean, I might not, but I should. Yeah, I got plenty of ingredients. So put that in there. So now it's epic. Now we take our epic Gem of Many Facets that I just made. We put that in there. We transmute this into the legendary. I got lots of ingredients now. All right. And now we want... I'm going to put this here so I can organize this. There we go. All right. So now we have Volkor's Cunning. That's close to what we want. It's the other Volkor set. I want Volkor's Chosen. So it looks like we're re-rolling a Gem of Many Facets. Re-roll. Oasis of Morality. Not what I wanted. Volkor's Cunning and Might of the Abishai. Is that ever worth it to keep? Because that's not the worst. Do I have build review energy left? Yep, you can submit build reviews until the end of the stream. That's pretty good. I think I'm going to lock that one. I'm going to lock this one. Uh-oh, looks like any other Gem of Many Facets. No shit. I guess I'm neglecting taking them from the end chest of Chronoscope. Which is a little silly of me, but you know, it is what it is. Oh my god. I run as fast as my throwing weapons. Oh, that's so stupid. EDs on DA for hardcore? Oh yeah, I forgot you're doing that. You know, you could just not play Dark Apostate. Have you thought about this? I will do what you ask. I will do what you ask. But, you know, I just want to make sure we're all on the same page here. That you know, you don't have to choose violence. Now is the time. I mean, hardcore, it would be a good time. Yeah, alright, I can help you with this one. Getting rid of some stuff. Yeah, we'll do it. Give me a second, let me go set it up. I'm just gonna check to see if I have another Gem of Many Facets. Also, I need Bracers of Deafness. Now, Braces of Deafness apparently come from the Chamber of Rayum, which I'm assuming is the final chest in the basement. So I think I have to farm for that, which is annoying. Next level caster and R10 content. Usually like 140 to 150. You don't really need more than that. Now, I used a very important word there, which is usually. Don't have a gem many facets in here, and this character hasn't reincarnated. Okay. So let's fix it. Alright. Pretty much, if you have a 142 plus past lives, you're set. Alright. Let's do another build review. More reviews. More. I must have more. Okay. This is here. Ipsum titled this DCDAHC. Alrighty. Get them rolling. Okay. So. I'm going to be doing a quick, just a once over. Quicken, maximize, Necro 1, Necro 2, Shield, Enhanced, Dreamscape. We talked about this before. But yeah. Embolden, Ruin, Greater Ruin. You're going Draconic Incarnations, you have damage, because without it you don't have any damage. What's happening here? Yeah, I see. I'm learning. Yeah. See, because I would have expected Double Ruin. The problem with Double Ruin is that this character's biggest flaw in the whole thing is monsters that don't take negative damage. Because Dark Apostate has no bypass. So, Undead, useless. Construct, useless. And that's a big problem. And so, usually you would just go Draconic Incarnation. But if you use the Shadow Dragon Breath, it's never going to work. It's going to miss on everything. Also, Double Ruin with Shadow is never going to work. It's going to miss on everything. This is one of the reasons why if you play a Pale Master Wizard, you use like Evocation here. Because at least it does damage. Going all in on negative is kind of a bad play. However, all in on negative is where we went. And you have no way to bypass. Now, here's the thing. Greater Beams is pretty good, because as far as I recall, this doesn't have a saving throw, it just always works, which is nice. But yeah, you're right, you need the Spell Pen, and you need the Spell Pen, because you're a first life character who doesn't have Spell Pen. I'm assuming with the Spell Pen here and the Spell Pen, and you also probably went with the Spell Pen set, Keeper's Coffin, so you have the Spell Pen, so your character has all the Spell Pen you would need, and you're going to need Spell Pen for the type of content that we're doing. Plus, you went with the Elemental Avatar 2-piece. I mean, it's, yeah, Wisdom. Oh, yeah, right, Wisdom. Oh, right, Wisdom gearing sucks. That's so funny. I don't know what Filigree is missing here. And then we have Forbidden Knowledge plus Keeper's Coffin. I don't really hate the gear set. I mean, I don't like the use of a quarterstaff, but it is +2 exceptional DCs, and there's no way around that. You do need +2 exceptional DCs on a character like this. You got the Sacred. You have... quality DCs? Oh my god. That's a piece of equipment right there. Quality Spell Focus Mastery, Sacred Spell Focus Mastery, Profane Spell Focus Mastery, Artifact Spell Focus Mastery from the set. So you have all the Spell Focus Mastery for Hardcore League, and then you also have Signet of Dolor for the negative, as well as Vitality Profane. Honestly, this ring is a awesome ring. What a great ring. All the life and nullification. Fantastic. A problem you do have is negative amplification. You kind of don't really have any of it on your entire character, which is a little sus. You do go for extra hit points with the 1601. For me, personally, I would make a couple changes here in terms of the way your character is designed. Is I would change Elemental Avatar Wisdom and go for Dark Hallow instead, and just go Constitution, or sorry, negative amp. I know you lose out on 2 Wisdom, which is like sacrilegious, but like, my guy, your character is going to be dead. So, like, this is way too good to get rid of. Like, your character is going to be dead, DED dead. Also, paradoxically, you did miss out on the boots, which is kind of funny because the Vecna boots are literally designed for this, where they the kept descent with the negative amp quality negative amp, which is weird. However, this is probably good enough. And then second is also the Dragon Scale with the Constitution. This gives False Life 50 and a bunch of stats that don't matter, as well as Quality Constitution. You have the spell thing, because you give spell saves. Yeah, that's fine. I would probably replace this. I know 3 Constitution is really nice. It is actually really nice because it's 2 full things. But my brain is like, you know what's really good? Oh, no, hold on. It's in here. No, it looks like that, but it's not that. Yeah, there we go. Deep Promisonics with the Insightful and Negative Amplification, and it still gives you the False Life. You're just trading out Quality Con for something else, which, you know, with your already dwindling Constitution, it's going to be a little bit rough on here, since you only have 1,600 hit points outside of Reaper mode. So, you know, something to think about. But that would give you a lot of negative amp. So, it's something to think. I know I'm not supposed to be reviewing the gear, but I'm doing it anyway, and you can't tell me what to do. So that's what we got here. So yeah, EDs. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. I like the use of Unyielding here for the extra hit points. It's good. I like that. I find it hilarious that you took Legendary Shield Mastery and you're not wearing a shield. So we can just strike that bad boy out of there. And maybe like, well, there's nothing really else to take instead of Legendary Shield Mastery. But you can at the very least get like Spot and Listen. I mean, it's better than nothing. So, you know, that's good. Now, the argument could be made is I have this because then I can swap to a shield should I need to go through a trap or something else. And it's like, you won't have the swapping equipment to properly use because you need your quarterstaff. It gives you everything. And if you have to swap equipment to go through some type of trap or dangerous scenario on Cap, number one, the trap's going to do like 400 damage to you and you have 1,600 hit points. You're going to be fine. And number two, what are you doing where you either don't have a rogue or are doing something where there's some dangerous trap? Even the most dangerous traps is like House of Pain, and we can get around that without it, so it's not really important. So yeah, it's not important. What's up, Chris Amargaru? How are you guys doing? But I do like this because of the extra hit points. Your character does definitely want the extra hit points. You did take the Lay on Hands, which is really funny, and you also took the Mantle of the Sentinel. Oh yeah, there really is nothing else to take. So I guess you can swap between Frostlight and the Mantle of the Sentinel. However, looking back at it, I actually think you're not taking advantage of Frostlight here because one, you get the extra damage on the Mantle if you're doing this, and also Null Magic Strike is insane. Because all you have to do is just every once in a while toss out some stuff and it dispel magics everything and prevent stuff from going. So very, very good. Something I would definitely want you to use. And you're like, but what do I trade? What do I trade for that? Let's see. Null Magic Protection. Burst ability is strictly bad. I don't want that because it's 6% when you get hit and you die in 3 hits, or 15% when you hit and you hit everything in the room. Also, Circle is bad. Summon is bad. So we have a lot of bad things to get rid of. We have a lot of things we can delete from the game, and we're going to do that. So we're going to do this, and we're going to get... I mean, you have active summons, apparently. But yeah, we'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of the Circle. What else is good in here? I mean, you might as well take Grand Summoner as opposed to nothing. Oh, that's kind of good. So we'll get rid of the Lich. I really want to get rid of the Circle here, but it's too expensive. Fear-based DC spells. Do you have any fear spells? Command's not a fear, right? You don't have Howl of Terror because you're not a shifter. If you were a shifter, could you imagine how good this would be? Oh, if only you could play shifter. Man. Yeah, this would be a different story. But sadly, you can't play a shifter because life is pain. Yeah, instead you're a drow. A foolish drow. Whose build? This is Ipsum's build. I like this. I like the renewal here. It's a good fit. And you got the extra hit points. I'm not going to tear this down. I think this is actually quite good. I don't think you're going to be using the Annealing Sentinel Mantle, but it's not terrible every once in a while if you're just going to be hanging back. But I do think that the Mantle fits a lot better here. And also, while in Frostlink Mantle, you gain 20 MRR cap. Again, something pretty good. And you don't even have Intensify, so this is fine. So yeah, I would definitely take this. The whole Mantle line is quite good. Honestly, what else would you take if you're on an instant killer? Not that many other options. The only other option, in my opinion, is Exalted Angel. Hella counterintuitive with different effects, but gives you similar stuff and gives you Shadows Upon You. So at the very least, you can reduce enemy saving throws. However, the problem is your character is a Dark Apostate. So the only way you can turn undead is turn undead. And need I remind you, turn undead is a long process where you, I thought I was on my cleric. Turn undead is where your character goes really slow-like and doesn't do anything. Versus something like a regular cleric, where they just cast Positive Energy Burst, which is both a heal and it's nearly instantaneous. So it's kind of a limit. So yeah, Exalted Angel is better in this case. It also gives you access to Holy Fireball, which works all of the time. But then you have to use Shadows Upon You, and you lose out on Nightwind, which is quite good. So for the extra 7 Spell Pen, and Null Magic Aura, which is insanely good on Hardcore League. So those are both options. And then outside of that, you could also use Macrotech. Now, this might sound dumb, but Macrotech is a really interesting answer to this problem. One, you can just use a Rune Arm if you wanted, and get all the bonuses from Force Field generated for the extra 20% hit points, which is a huge increase in your stats. It has spell cost reduction as opposed to the spell penetration. And Maximum Overdrive halves the cooldowns on your instant kills, so you can instantly kill people all the time, as well as getting the defense from Armor Legends. So it's actually not that bad, but you would have to give up the staff, so you'd lose 2 DCs, which is not good. You don't want to lose 2 DCs. Also, you can't use any of this stuff down here. So you'd have to get... Also, it doesn't have Necromancy either, so you have to give up 5 DCs. And let's take a look at your DCs already. Paulie, show up the DCs. Hey, Destruction. 99's not bad. That's impressive. Yeah, it's actually not bad. Should be more toggle stuff. We are oh yeah, you can toggle Arcane Insight. You took Arcane Insight, I didn't notice. Frostlight. Yeah, you did take Arcane Insight. Oh, why didn't I take the thing? This ability isn't good, but it's better than this. Ah, look at that. 200% of your wisdom and temp 8 spell points. You have 103 on your file? Well, I don't know what to tell you. Right, everything else looks pretty good. And then in terms of spell power... Oh yeah, I didn't actually check your enhancements. Yeah, so using Dark Apostate, you got the double harm. So you've got harm, and you have the AoE Inflict. Ooh, you didn't take Ward of Shadow. I think Ward of Shadow is pretty good. Are you a pure Dark Apostate? Oh, you're using Capstone Divine Disciple. Ooh, that's a lot of points spent. Light, negative, and alignment. Positive amp, negative amp. This. Cost reduction of Quicken. Can you double Quicken? Genuine question, I do not know the answer. You have everything on here. Yep. Yep. Product Bolt. Fine. And the Divine Emissary Darkness going all the way up to Deacon of Endless Darkness, which is quite good because it gives you plus to the max cash level. This gives you plus cash level and max cash level. Oh, you know what's funny? You actually get Power Word Stun. And since you have Power Word Stun, dude, that means that when you Power Word Stun somebody, you can then use Arcane Insight, which resets the cooldowns of Power Word Stun. It's unfortunate that you can't get access to Blur, because this is really good. The extra Necromancy DCs. I like that you took the Curse. Because this does Bane damage to undead, and you don't have any force damage. You got some negative. Yeah, your force is a lagging. Yeah, I don't know. I think this is probably the best way to go about it. You do get access to Time Stop, which is a great oh shit button. And as I said, I'm pretty sure that Magus of the Eclipse still has no save. because both Exalted Angel and Magus of the Eclipse had no save on these, so they would just always work all the time when they first released. So yeah. I'm pretty sure this has no save. Also, it looks cool. I will say this, Gloom Spear and Ice Spear. Moonlance. They both look fantastic. So we can go Cold Epic Strike instead of Negative. Yeah, you don't really need it. Negative's fine. The Freeze versus the Paralyzed. The Freeze is kind of more useful because the Freeze will work on like more things. But it doesn't really matter. But yeah, I would recommend testing that out. And then Moonshadow, obviously, is just a great ability. You just press it and something dies with some spell power. You don't have a lot of crit, but it's fine. It's Moonshadow into harm, and whatever you're hitting just dies. Yeah. Just worried about immunities? Yeah. But that's what you have everybody else for. Because also, here's the most important thing. You can also just be a healer and cast Renewal on people. So you go like, Destruction, Destruction, heal. Destruction, heal. Destruction, heal. Heal. See? Easy. Negative spell power, 198. That's an interesting item that you have there. I'm assuming that you already put in augments for Festive Charisma. Excuse me. Hold on, now we got to do some pruning. I wasn't going to do this, but like the cyberbullying me. Globe of True Imperial Blood. Yeah, let's go farm the Black Dragon and Giant Hold Tor. What are we doing? The rest of this is fine. And then, as somebody pointed out, you can get these in Isle of Dread. Sapphire of Negative Healing, 57. Pretty good. Yeah. So now you're at negative amp of 217. Which is fine. Oh, it's good enough. 78 magic resistance rating. You at least have the PRR because you have the... Oh, you don't have the Googles. Wait a minute. Oh, it's the six-fingered gloves that gives you the MRR. Googles. Googles of Dusk. Yeah. And then if you wanted to get it higher, you could trade hit points. You're at 1569, and you could trade that down for the Deep Promise Onyx. Deep Promise Onyx, which your health would go down to the same.
Hey Strim, Brian here. I was driving back from the store. There was a plastic salad bowl still full in the street. Did they find a piece of kale and said fuck this?
Yeah. That's what I would do. Kale sucks. Truth. True fact. Hold on, what? Why didn't your health go down? I'm not taking my medication. Hold on, I might have forgotten to take my medication. It should have gone down. I took out Constitution. Oh, it did go down. It just went down by a little bit because your Constitution was 48, but it wasn't actually 48. It was actually 47. So it went down by a small amount because you had the stupid Globe of Imperial Blood in your equipment. Which is lies, by the way. Yeah. And you can swap that in, and then that gives you access to 258 negative amp, which is pretty good. Remember the Defender Cloak? Is that good? No, you can't wear the Defender Cloak. It has negative energy absorption. What are you doing? You gotta wear the Researcher's Cloak, which you might not want, but it has Insightful Potency. And Insightful Will Saves. Yeah, so you can't wear that other cloak. If you didn't know, negative absorption causes your character to heal, or sorry, to heal for less. And then, since you have this, you no longer need... Oh, you took spell pen anyway. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Wait, you didn't have spell cost reduction either? What in heck? What in heck? Also, because you wanted the Defender Cloak, that's Grand Theft Orion farming, I just meant you didn't need to do either. So you're welcome. Now you don't have to farm Grand Theft Orion. So yeah. So now you have 10% mana cost reduction. You have Insightful Potency, which you didn't have. Insightful Spell Resistance, which you don't have a spell resistance item. You could, because I believe the Control Gauntlets have quality spell resistance, and then all you need is regular spell resistance. I don't know how you get regular. Oh, and you cast the spell. You can have all the spell resistance if you want. Your will save is already 93, so it's not a big deal. Also, get that augment. What's that all spell powers augment called? The eyes, isn't it? Oh yeah, Eye of Lamania. It's a pretty good one. Get yourself the positive and force spell power that you don't have. So now you can have 762 force that you were missing, and now your positive is also at 777. Ooh. Is negative spell crit really the best option here? Yeah, it is pretty much. Everything else looks good. 10 spell pen? You don't need 10 spell pen. I would probably take physical sheltering on this for the extra 8 physical resistance rating, because it's actually 40 on one of these. I'd probably do that, considering you already have 9 on the quarterstaff, and then you don't need the Sapphire Defense. You can just turn this into Sapphire of Armored Agility 2, which you're going to buy out of the store. That's right. And then you also, you know what, let's just go all the way. You know, get yourself a Diamond of Dexterity 14, get those extra saving throws, man. Come on, let's go. What are we doing over here? What are we not having saving throws? You know, now you got a Dex of 40, Reflex 60. You're like almost there. You're only off by like 7 points. Yeah, I'm going to stop here. But, yeah, I would make that very slight adjustment. Now your PRR, 151, 78 MRR. There's no fixing that because you can't get quality anywhere. And life is pain. Oh, also, I really like your inclusion of, not this one, rare. That one's mine by accident. But the inclusion of rare filigrees here. Oh, hardcore rare filigree. I click stuff all the time, so I do that too. But yeah, that's what I would do. That's how I would adjust your character. You also have a 2-gear set. Very cool. Did you do one more review? Yep, I do. You got great news last night? Oh, exciting! What's your great news? Is there a hardcore alchemist build out there? Yeah, just take one of the free-to-play alchemist builds I put out recently and just play alchemist. Alchemist is the same on hardcore and off hardcore. You're gonna be squishy no matter what, but the trick to alchemist is you just kill everything first. You play alchemist in a group. You get to 12 by just healing people and standing behind. Then once you get to 12, you have multi-vial, and whether you're solo, with other people, you're blindfolded, your dog's playing the game for you, doesn't matter, you can't lose. So yeah. I didn't even notice you had +8 tubs. I didn't even notice. That's amazing. Okay, anyway. Let's send this back. Throw it back in the ocean. There's a few random items. One of the rings happened to have your master's gift in it. Nice. That's fantastic. I love when stuff like that happens. Okay. I have to just do something server side, so give me a moment. While I'm doing this, Float, make sure you send me your thing. Da, 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 da. All right. Um. I did. I think I pinned the comment the event, but I didn't. LinkedIn build discussion. Did you ping me? Please ping me. I'm a huge fan of when people ping me effectively. I am in so many Discord servers that use at all for no reason, and it drives me up the fucking wall. Because when somebody pings me, I'm like, oh, cool, you pinged me. That means I need this information. So then somebody's going to send it directly to me. And that's great. But the number of times I'm playing on a regular thing, and someone just doesn't, they just don't. Ooh, I did pin it? Yeah. It's annoying. You ban those people if you control the channel? Oh yeah, I know. Well, in my Discord, no one can use at here or at everyone except for me. I'm the only person with that permission. I will never give that permission to another person. I find it very annoying. Discords that do that all the time, especially for nothing. So just keep that in mind, which should be good. I did pin the comment. Okay. Huh. The Discord search really blows, doesn't it?
Ping. Breaking news. Stop all activities. Ice cream is tasty.
Really? Yeah, that's pretty good. At commands? Nope. Never. No, I got the ping. We're looking at floats build right now. I'm just letting it sink in. I'm letting it sink in. It's got to sink. Got to sink in. No, sorry, Fairy. I was thinking about the last year where I had all the rules, and this channel has so much shit in it. It's like, or last Hardcore League. I don't even know where I would find it. If I was to go back and look for stuff, because there's so much shit in the channel. It just keeps going and going and going. When was the last Hardcore League? Build for me instead of reviewing? Yeah. When did the last Hardcore League start? I'm just gonna manually search. I need to know. I just genuinely can't remember. Video Hardcore Season 8. May 17th? Oh my god, I have to go back so far in Discord. What month is May? That's the 5th month? That looks pretty good. May 19, 20. Sorry, I'm just looking for a single file, and it's me. Okay. There's the thing. There's the thing. Hold on, I'm almost there. Oh. Okay. Got it. I got what I was looking for. Anyway, just keep milling about. I'm just gonna keep working on something in Discord that you can't physically see, and there's nothing you can do about that. I need Unix time codes. It's one of those things where like I've just had too many things to do, and then I keep forgetting to do stuff because there's always something else that comes up, and my brain just isn't ready for it. Tomorrow it's 3, which is 1,500 hours. Ooh. I'm almost done. Give me a sec. Perfect. I fucked up the formatting on this. Perfect. That's all set. Wait, Dorak, did you change your name? Why can't I at Dorak? Or Ipsum? Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's fine. I don't care. Shut up. You all shut up. Okay, everything is good. Set up. Here. Rules are in. And we're all set. Okay, good. Okay, so let's go. Float submitted a build here. Which is great. I'm now known as Dorak. Oh, you're both Dorak? Okay, that makes that even easier. Level the cleric a lot more tanky than LR at cap. Oh yeah, that's fine. Yeah, I'm assuming everybody is going to LR at cap to get rid of their 6 con. I'm not doing that because I can't, but yeah. I was going to have to wait for server maintenance and restarts for hardcore. Hardcore is at 3 is the start. And so the maintenance is going to be starting at 9 in the morning. And they're usually done by 11, 11:30. So presumably hardcore, which is coming up at 3, will be 3. Was it 9 p.m.? Yeah, you were here when I talked about it. Also, I posted the thing in the Discord, which has your time code. Anyway, speaking of time codes, it's time to review Float's build. So this is a thrower monk. I will say this, I have never played Shuriken in all of my years on this planet Earth. Do you need wisdom for a Shuriken monk? I don't know, dude. Couldn't tell you. I have no clue. But these feats look good. You have precision, you have rapid shot. I'm assuming you get quick draw from somewhere else because I don't see it in the build for attack speed, but that's probably fine. Improved precise shot. Holy strike is great. You got all the ranged feats. Improved martial arts seems like it's not very good compared to other feats you could take. I would definitely take defense over offense in this case, especially considering that this is garbage in comparison to something like Epic DR. So we're going to do that instead. But double checking. Where do you get quick draw? From Vistani. There you go. You get quick draw right here. So you're good. You got quick draw from Vistani. You got the attack speed. Horizon Walker with the Dex Trance. 3 out of 3. Love that. Ninja Spy with all of the Ninja Spy. Don't people usually multi-class for a better trance? Probably, but I don't know. You do have Thrower on Drow. Drow gives you Shuriken expertise for free, so you don't have to spend a feat on it, which is very convenient. And then you get Ninja Spy, which gives you double Shuriken expertise for double the expertise for half the calories. So it's very powerful, very good. Ninja Agility. Got Sting of the Ninja. Now, usually Sting of the Ninja is not as good. However, you get extra stacks per double shot. So the more double shot you have, the more stacks of this you get. So this one actually goes up really crazy. So this one's pretty good. Don't really have any complaints about this for the most part. Everything looks pretty good. So yeah. Why do you say 3 p.m.? Because it says 3 p.m. on there. Oh, no. This may have been a typo. They changed it. I don't know if they updated this, but hold on. They changed it. No. They changed it. See? This is the patch notes for tomorrow. It says 3 p.m. And then if you click the link, it says 2 p.m. So yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna put that. I put a note down. So I don't know when it's starting. So we'll see. We're all set. But yeah, that's why I said that. We should be on Arizona time. Yeah. Well, so says the CEO of Arizona. But yeah, everything else looks good here. I don't see any glaring issues for the most part. Everything else looks good. I don't even know how you make something helpless with this build, so I feel like No Mercy is kind of a waste. Also, I love the fact that you can't use Shadow Double, which is really funny. But yeah, everything else looks fine. Everything looks good here. All the range looks good. I mean, I'm going to be here as well, so I don't know. Eastern Standard versus Daylight mix-up? No, it's probably just somebody put a typo in wrong. Typed something wrong. They just maybe they decided they wanted it to be 3 o'clock, but then they didn't change the old article. I'm not sure. Shreddy does make the things helpless, but Nerve Venom only has a 7% chance to apply per throw, so it's pretty unlikely. We have Fate Singer, without Fate Singer Epic Strike going for Rain, which is pretty good since it's 300% melee or range power, and you get a lot of range power with this character. You've got Harmonic Resonance, which is nice. It scales nicely with Stay Loud, since you get max stacks of it whenever you hit somebody. The Rhythm Terrain is fine. The MRR is not really important, but I guess it's better than nothing. You could take skills, but, you know. All ability scores, being fascinated repertoire, this is good. I like this. Hunt's End is very powerful because it works with the double shotting. I don't know what you Hunt's End. Do you just Hunt's End a throw? Do you just like raw throw a Hunt's End? Where you press this button and then you have to just click attack? Kind of metal, dude. Stay Loud, everything else is fine here. This is all good. I like all of this. I love this ability. In Exit World Advance, it's like the reason why you play range characters. It's so satisfying. I like the points in Shadow Dancer. Everything looks good here. You can't disable traps. Did you take Nimble Fingers? No. Why did you spend the points here? Because you want Spot? You have nowhere else to spend points? I mean, that's also possible. You have nowhere to spend points. It is a rogue feat. Yeah, that was my thought process. I mean, you might as well go for, like, more reflex saves. And mana. You don't need the mana either, but it's better than, like, actually taking nothing. If you have Nimble Fingers. You can't take the feat Nimble Fingers. Because you're not a rogue. You don't have the feat. You need to be... Nimble Fingers is prerequisite feat that requires disable the... Like, your fingers are not nimble. Unless you know of a secret way to get access to Nimble Fingers that I don't. Which would be very interesting, and I would implore you to share. But yeah. No. And then you get the extra sneak, and then it's all good. You can even take the point out of Lithe and put it into Fortification Bypass. But honestly, Lithe is fine. Actually, you can just do Fort Bypass here. 5 Fort Bypass. But your deck should be fine. 59? Is that with gear? Oh, well, it's not real gear. Okay, awesome. Got about to panic. Horrifying, dude. Maybe Float has Nimble Fingies IRL. Who doesn't? You gotta have those fingers for gaming. You gotta have those gaming fingers going. We'll see. Okie dokie. Yeah, everything here looks good. I don't really know what makes throwers powerful other than, like, you know, hitting people with lots of hits. So obviously you're going to want a Dino Bone Shuriken with, like, you know, a Melt Fang or something else on it. And a Melt Horn for extra physical damage. But, like, as far as, like, what sets you should use, imbue dice, all that other stuff, it's a big mystery to me. But everything else looks good. I don't see anything that would stand out of place. Obviously, I'm assuming you did skills. Concentration. Spot. Jump. And the rest of your feats don't matter. The only thing I would say to you, since you probably have the ability, with the Monk bonus feats, I guess you kind of need Rapid Shot and Precision. Dodge mobility shot on the run. My thought process is this gives you a little bit of extra dodge, but presumably you're going to be in air stance for the extra damage, so you're going to get close to your dodge cap pretty handily. So what's your dodge cap? It's 30. Actually, you kind of need dodge mobility. Because my thought process was, instead of taking dodge mobility, you could take single weapon fighting, improved single weapon fighting here. And the benefit is you gain more hit points over where you would otherwise be. I think that's a reasonable trade. But honestly, the dodge is also pretty good, so it's hard to say. Take 6 ranger for sniper shot. Yeah, they do, except then you have to give up on the crit multi, which is pretty good. Also, Ninja Spy Diversion is also not bad. So I like that. View super high double shot, yeah. And then the imbue dice is also complicated because your character kind of doesn't really have a whole lot of that. So you don't have the imbue, you have the sneak attack, but you don't have the imbue dice. A lot of people, for their imbues with their throwers, they'll take like a level of paladin to use that imbue dice because it has 200% melee range power scaling. So you go with one paladin, and then it lets you use the paladin imbue, and then you stack up some extra imbue dice and get range power scaling. Because remember that your range power is 157, and that is not including what do you call it? The button, this one, 10,000 stars. Oh, that's double shot. But yeah, it's 157 range power, but that's not including the Archer's Focus stacks, which is pretty good. Actually, you only get 15, which is 232, which is not bad, considering it's got double scaling, so it's something to think about. 62 double shot. The way double shot works with this character, this is a lie, by the way. This is 62 double shot, but remember, you also get twice your dexterity in double shot. So, not including, there's no items in here, but he'll end up with a dexterity of around 70, so he gets an extra 140 double shot on top of whatever's in the actual book. Because if you are unaware, is it here? No. DCs. Here's granted feats. I don't know where granted feats are. Huh. Anyway, Drow get thrown weapon expertise, so they get their dexterity as one dexterity equals one double shot, and advanced ninja training also gives you one dexterity equals one double shot. So yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the problem with that is that the trance based off of dex as opposed to charisma, but you could do 2 paladin instead and go for the trance, which would also save you all the points out of Horizon Walker, which also sounds kind of good because Horizon Walker is kind of bad. And then you would get the paladin imbue, and you would get the paladin trance, which is better than the Horizon Walker trance. If this was the regular server, I'd say maybe that's a good idea, but on hardcore, it's really tough because getting more than one stat high is like impossible. Yeah, like if you're a 32-point build with +8 tomes, and you know you can start with like a 20 dex and like a 16 charisma or something, it's different, or 16 or 18. But yeah, it's tough. It's a tough place to be, man. So yeah, I don't think I would change that over. Especially because the capstone's also not bad since it gives dex and 5 sneak attack dice, which is actually quite a bit. And Vorpal on Shuriken, which again usually doesn't matter. But remember, we're on a lower power format. So as a result, that small amount of chip where you instantly kill something at 1,000 hits or less actually matters a lot. Because he's going to hit people at under 1,000 hits or less all the time. So yeah. So definitely an option. Here is your thrower build. I'm returning it to you. Thank you for submitting, Float. It's cool. It's very cool. And I don't know anything about thrower, so good luck. Those are all my comments. I have literally nothing left. I have no clue what else to talk about because I am out of thrower insights. Okay. I'm just going to check the queue to make sure I've got everything done. I'm going to go use the bathroom real quick because I have to do that. I'm a human being who needs to do that. Okay, that's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. That's done. Okay. All right. I will be right back. I'll be right back. Cat really wants to play. Only one to cap as a thrower. I'm level 10. It's taking a week because I'd like to not pull your eyes out. Huge mistake. Pulling your eyes out is the easy way to do that. Build review. All right, we got another one. We got a live one. Got anyone going here? This one is called Base, Tank, a Trap, and Die. The Elf Fighter. Sick. It's pretty straightforward. Strength, Dex. What more could you ask for? It's a shield fighter. It has like all the shield feats, a lot of toughness, mobility, dodge, more toughness, all the heavy armor feats, more toughness, tactical supremacy, precision, good feat. Looks like a fighter tank. Scion of Limbo, hilarious. I would change this, so what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna put Scion of Celestia underneath that. This looks like a fighter tank. I don't like Forced Escape. I think this ability is bad. Is there notes here? No notes. I think this ability is bad because it's like a Harper pin that takes longer to use and doesn't work against most crowd control. So yeah, that's very fun. So I don't really like Forced Escape. Instead of Forced Escape, I'd like Guardian Angel for 2 reasons. 1, getting Wisdom to this build is not going to be hard. And 2, since you're an Unyielding Sentinel, Guardian Angel reduces the cooldown of Last Hope by almost 40%. So it's pretty good. Yeah, I don't think Forced Escape actually works. I'm pretty sure it's just a trap. It's just a decoy. Okay, so this looks like Fighter, but like Hate Tank Fighter, which is kind of sick. So let's get Hate Tank Fighter up on the table here and see what we can do. So we got 46 points in Stalwart. That's kind of too many, but we'll take a look at how many it is. We got Vanguard without the stun, even though we have Tactical and it scales off cons. So we're going to look into that. We got Fade Arc with the Magic Missile immunity, which is very nice. You can get this in other ways, but we'll take a look into that. We got Falconry with out the quality bonus to hit points, because you get quality out of Fighter. Woo! And no points in Kensai for action boost haste, which will be really nice on a tank type character. And then 1 point in Elf, because you need to hit stuff. Okay? And then we'll go here. We've got Annealing Sentinel, Draconic Incarnation, and Macro Technic. 21 points, grabbing the extra threat. Extra stuff here. A lot of stuff that's just generally pretty good, and I don't hate. Okay, so we're going to make a couple adjustments here to the character. I think that it's going to be a good idea to just have a little bit, probably a little bit more will saves, if I'm being honest, for the most part. But we can kind of get around that. Fighters usually flub on the will checks. So there's a few things you can get rid of right away. Number 1 is Instinctive Defense. The thing about Instinctive Defense is it makes you take less damage while helpless. Your character should never be in a situation where you're going to be becoming helpless anyway. That's just ideally never going to happen. You have the hit points, you have the Constitution. All of this stuff is pretty good. Increase movement speed by 10%. Very, very nice. One thing I will do for sure, we're going to drop 2 points in Dexterity because you want to have some Charisma. You need to be able to intimidate monsters on a build like this. So that's kind of essential to the actual build. Because realistically, all you need for your stats is you need Intimidate, 1 point in Tumble, and the rest into Jump. And that's pretty much Fighter in a nutshell. The benefit here is you'll be able to Intimidate stuff, and you're going to be jumping, and also grabbing aggro. You still want to use Intimidate, even though you are a threat tank, because there's just no real way around it. It's just kind of too good to avoid taking Intimidate. It's fantastic. Now, saving throws good. This stuff is fine. Movement speed is good. Reinforced shield and armor. Again, no problems with this. Against all odds is a great 1-pointer. Really powerful. Constitution is good. Counterattack is useless. You could go with the extra strength here. If anything, I would say Kensai focus going in here. You're an elf, so we're probably focusing on like swords. You're probably going to have a sword in hand. And going with haste boost is really nice. I'd like to finish this up. Now, in heroics, I do think that You've Got My Back is quite useful to get access to Magic Missile Protection, because without that, there's a good chance you're going to die, and nobody wants to have that happen to them. However, by contrast, in Epics, you use Macrotech and you use Draconic Incarnation. I actually think we can kind of skip a bunch of these and save some time here. So we're going to get rid of Draconic, which I don't think is as good. I'm going to take some points out of macro attack because I think armored augmentation is also not quite as good as you would otherwise want, especially since you're not using arms, which lets you take some points out of stuff like fluidity and what have you and get some points back. And instead, you can use Divine Crusader, which is not only powerful and defensive, it gives you hit and damage, which is nice. You can get access to extra offhand shield bash chance, and you get Crusader of Light, which gives you the physical and magical resistance rating and magic missile immunity, so you don't need to take it from the other area while you're holding a actual shield. So, in general, this is good for leveling. Once you get to cap, you will want to take the points out of Fey Dark Illusionist, because you actually don't need any of it anymore. Although, funnily enough, you'll be able to do that at level 6, so it is nice to have for leveling. You want to have access to Fey Dark Illusionist or Magic Missile Protection probably around level 12 or so. When we start hitting Ravenloft is where you want that. So that's where you would kind of swap it around and change that and take those points out and probably fill out the rest of Kensei. I think that Haste Boost is way too good. And then Stunning Shield is also really good. This ability is crazy powerful and something I would highly recommend everybody look into if you haven't had the chance to use it yet. At max, you can use it every 15 seconds and it stuns everything. It's super, super duper valuable. So I would definitely take that. Is it better than Vicious Shield? Is it better than Threatening Countenance? Probably. I'd probably do something more like this because you really want to have Stunning Shield. It's pretty much better than anything else you're going to have here, and I love it to death. Because this is just a stun, and it scales off of your highest ability modifier, so it will use your Constitution, which will be quite high, so considering you get 6 Constitution from your capstone, which is nice. Now, it's true, you could take Elven Dragonmark for displacement. You don't super need that as a fighter, but that is technically an option. If you wanted, you could drop Fey Dark Illusionist out of here. Just dump Fey Dark Illusionist, probably take out 1 more point from Threatening Countenance, and then also take that, which is not a bad idea, actually, now that I think about it. It's a great idea. I like that. We're going to be dropping some health here. Don't worry about it. It's not like you don't have other points of toughness. That's a great idea. So at camp, instead of doing this, we grab... No defense here. It's not defense. I guess dexterity is better than nothing. Dragon Mark of Shadow. Saves versus enchantments is what you want as a fighter. And I need 1 more point from somewhere. Threatening Countenance, something like this would be good. And now you have access to Displacement. Oh, I'm putting this behind thing. Yeah. So now you have access to Displacement, which is nice. Good call on whoever said that. I don't remember who. But yeah, good idea. And if you have 1 racial point, you can easily finish off the haste boost. But yeah, probably something like that. And you do that for epics. Because once you get to 20, your character will be able to take... You have how many points when you start out? 13 now, since you own Macro Tech. So you will be able to grab Mantle of the Sentinel, Celestial Mandate, and Renewal, and then you can quickly go into Divine Crusader and grab Shield of Light, and then drop the Fey Dark Illusionist. But you want to use Fey Dark Illusionist for leveling. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. If you have 1 racial or 1 universal, just finish off Kensei. And if the more racials and universals you have, so it's 1 racial and 2 universals are available, if you have those other 2, then just fill up Threatening Countenance again. And you should be good to go. Everything else here is really good. I agree with you. Action Boost Sprint can be good. But again, I think that Haste Boost is very, very valuable in the short term, especially because you get stuff like, where is it? Think of Battle just gives you threat generation. You don't have to hit with this anymore, but still. You get, you get Block and Cut, which gives you morale bonus to Double Strike, which is really powerful. So yeah, it's going to make you very happy. All right, let's look at epics. I actually really look at this. Unyielding. This is good. That's 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 pretty good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Can we get 1 more here? Can we get 1 more here? I want 1 more here. What do we cut for 1 more here? Shield prowess? No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that either. I mean, you can't cut out the threat here. Honestly, you're not casting Radiant Prison. Let's be real. You're just not doing that. Also, you don't need Rune Arm recharge rate at all. Let me grab Fortification and Health. And honestly, I'd rather drop Warding Inscription in favor of Weather Any Blow, because it gives PRR, Amp, and a bunch of base stats. And honestly, probably just drop in one of these threats. Yeah, that seems better. More defense on your build. Gaining bonus to saving throws and other stuff. Armor class, positive PRR, all that is pretty nice. Extra health as well. and you want extra healing amplification. Fighters, one thing it's lacking is healing amp. You don't have a lot of good ways to get healing amp out of your thing. Usually one of the reasons why people play Azamar, because it's not really a good way to get healing amp, because for whatever reason, this tree don't have any, and this tree don't have any, and this tree don't have any. I guess it's technically here. This is all of it. Liquid Courage, which is not the best way to go about it. But now you have access to displacement, which is good for endgame. Everything else is pretty good. I don't like shield deflection because I'm not a blocker. I'm an attacker. I'm getting in there. I'm attacking people. I'm sorting them in the base with justice. So I don't really like shield deflection, personally. Maybe you could do better than this. You have to be like, oh, well, then how will we do better? Dude, I don't know. Not really a whole lot. You could probably move, like, can't move Greater Shield Mastery down to Shield Deflection. Can I move anything down to Shield Deflection? Framework Shadow. No, no, no. Not really. Other than Tactical Combatant, which is the best you're going to get. It's not weird, not bad. I mean, a Tactical Combatant is really nice to have. You can do this instead. Because it works on Stunning Shield, which will be nice so you can stun things. Because remember, Stunning Shield, the reason why Stunning Shield is good is because it works on every monster in the entire video game. If the monster's in the video game, it works on them every single time. So just keep that in mind. This works on constructs, undead, incorporeals, all of that. Especially your party can heal you. You will have 2 full-time healers in your party. So you don't have to worry about that at all. And then as far as equipment goes, I don't know. But what we're going to do here is we're going to put in a stand-in just to see the stats, how your character feels without the equipment. So what you do is you go shield, we'll grab a tower, because you're going to be using a tower because you can't do much else on hardcore. Get a Kenneth Crafted Tower. Put on armor. Go to heavy and make a Kenneth Crafted Heavy. These are just blanks, obviously. And then we'll jump in on stances. And yeah, you got this stance, you got that stance, you got this stance. All those stances are good. Everything's powerful. Beautiful. Against all odds. There you go. So with this, your character gets a little bit more constitution. Not as much as I would love to have, but again, you start with a 6. So you're trying pretty good. We're already at 2,400 hit points with no items equipped. And remember that this number is only going to go up because you have no scaling anywhere from your actual constitution. And this is also including Scion of Limbo instead of something actually useful. And 242 PRR with no items. That's pretty cool. So you're missing a lot of stats here that can go up, up, up. And I think that's going to be the direction for this character is just get a bunch of defensive stats. You got a good amount of melee threat. Your Intimidate will also be something you need to keep in mind because it's only 36. So you'll have to kind of like really go up. You don't love Guardian Angel, but Guardian Angel is good for Last Hope. What else would you put here? Because it reduces the cooldown on Last Hope, which is really nice. Because whenever this goes off, your character heals back up to full. So if he drops under 20, he's back up to full health. So I think it's quite good. But I don't know. Reasonable minds may differ. True. Your Abjuration DC is going to be missing, and there's no real way to fix that. As far as the actual gearing for this character, I don't know. Just shove like 8 winter pieces with some filler. Probably is the way to go. Something like, you grab like, where's the winter? Grab like Bulwark of Snow because it's Force Absorb because that's pretty good. Grab all the good winter stuff plus the Intimidate stuff. Come on, there we go. Winter. So then you grab the winter stuff. So you grab like, you know what's pretty good? The plate's pretty good. The Dire Bear Belt's great. The Deep Snows are fantastic. Cold Iron's great. Cloak of Winter's great. And now we're at 6. You can even go 7 with a Nocturne Ring, which gives you extra melee threat, which is great. And then all you need is Intimidate. And there's the Devouring Way, which is Insightful Quality and Constitution, which is whatever. Library card, which sucks. Catcher's Wit, which has Alluring Skills, which is not terrible. And also this is really easy to get, so that's an option. Standard Issue Faceplate is the Intimidate and Insight as well, but you don't necessarily need that. Silver Pocket Watch sucks. Yeah, there's a bunch of things here. Fear Gaze is pretty good for this build, so you can just slap a Fear Gaze in there. Grab yourself a... where's the thing that gives quality stats? Yeah, Fear Gaze is the way. Grab Dino B. Dino? Grab a Dino Bone Ring, something like that. Grab Artifact Constitution 15, and then pick up. You have Healing Amp already. You don't need any of the other ramps, so you can grab like Accuracy so you can hit better. You can grab Magical Resistance Rating since you don't have it on any other pieces of your gear. And then lastly, you can't actually get any of these. You might as well grab 12 Resistance because it's going to be pretty good. Grab something like that. Or you could go with Vecna for like a 3-piece Vecna set and go with the double pairing of like Absorption plus the necklace. But again, that's not very good either. I mean, you could go with the 6-figure gauntlet, but that one kind of sucks because you have the Direbear belt. You could drop the Direbear belt and not have the extra percentage armor class if you wanted, and then go 2-piece. You go 3-piece with Vecna instead and grab that. So you can go like instead of the Direbear, go Bladesworn Bandolier plus the Absorption Gauntlet plus this thing, the Blade Mark Amulet, which gives you 3-piece Vecna, and so for the PRR, which is pretty good, so you get even more physical resistance rating, and you have quality, insightful, and regular sheltering, as well as that. You're missing magic resistance rating. I don't think there's a summer trinket, so that's also a thing. Charisma Augment and Insightful Charisma Augment was the plan too. Yeah, you could probably do that, but you could also just grab Compliance. So grab a Legendary Compliance, which has exceptional alluring skills and charisma. It's got potency built into it. You have a whole trinket that you can use for literally whatever you want and is easy to get. I don't know what you would use. Magic, resist. Constitution, sheltering. And no, that's too hard to get. Magic conch. No. I don't know, you got some flexibility here. And since you have that, then you don't need to use the Isle of Dread Curse thing here, so you can throw on Wisdom if you want instead. Gives you some more defense. That is sheltering and fortification and everything. You have a weapon you could use. Presumably you want like some type of sword, but it's going to be hard to come by some type of sword. So, because most of the swords kind of suck or don't fit well into the game, because that's just the way long swords are when you don't raid. They all kind of suck, or they don't do anything interesting. That's kind of blows. The sword de jour is probably a because it doesn't matter what weapon you use. It's probably a club because you're probably using this bad boy, Malleable Scepter of Devotion. It's pretty good, fits in the build, and then your trinket could be anything you wanted. If you want, you could just use a Vecna trinket to grab like Good Luck +5, which is not bad. It's better than nothing, or Soundproof, which is also not bad, and Insightful Combat Mastery, which is okay. I think did I stop crafting on this? Or instead of Magic Resistance, you can also use Stunning. And then this gives you the Constitution, the Threat Gen, all that other stuff. You got the Forbidden Knowledge 4-piece, which gives you extra ability scores, so for more Constitution. And you have all the healing spell power you could ever want. You have all the physical shelterings. You have everything except quality magical sheltering. You have charisma, and then you just go like Diamond of Insightful Charisma 5, something like that. And you already have saving throws. You have so many things. I guess you can get like armor at that point. Get like a 12 natural armor. It's not bad. Go here because it doesn't have natural armor. Does it have natural armor? Does it have natural armor? Yeah, no, it's got life steal. It's got cold absorb. Get yourself Topaz like protection. Get some extra saving throws. I mean, like why not? Or armor class. So now you're like 86 Intimidate, which is okay. Fortitude 72, which I would love to be a little bit higher, but it is what it is. You got some hit points. 360 PRR, 140 MRR, 352 armor class, so most things going to miss you. Yeah, there's no MRR set in here. I don't know how to fix that. You could go 2-piece Summer, but you'd have to give up something. I mean, you could move some stuff around if you wanted. Or alternatively, you could just give up on a Dinosaur Bone Ring and instead go with the gloves, which solves some of your problem. You still don't have Insightful Magical Sheltering, but then you can get the gloves. The Prince Gauntlet, which then gives you Constitution, Quality Resistance, Quality Sheltering, and then you don't need the Bladesworn Bandolier, so you could use like a different Vecna belt, like the Buckle of Transformation. You just want to hit harder, or just swap out of that, or don't use the Vecna set at all. I don't know. This is just like my first stab at this, so there's different ways you can do this, but this is just stab A. We have probably till Saturday before anybody is trying to gear because we need to cap out. Also, everyone needs to not die. So yeah. Yeah, the Nia stool. Grab that. Grab Nia stool con. So there's definitely better ways to do this. This is just like how my brain is thinking about it right now. Nice stool. Cold, electric, all that. Could die twice, so it won't be too bad. It won't be too bad. There you go. Now you got a nice tool, and then do whatever you want. Do you want Radiant Shield? Because it gives you armor class. It's pretty good. Also, almost every single one of your double filigrees here is just going to be Constitution filigrees. Wait, what are the ones? Is it Threat? No, it's not Radiant Shield. It's, what are the good ones? Is it Grandfather's Shield? I'm trying to think of the ones that are good 2 pieces for con. What gives good healing amp as well? Because healing amp is like a huge problem for this build. Tap and die before cap. Well, if you know the quests, you should be okay. We have 2 intelligence-based trappers. We will be able to disable every trap in the game without any problems whatsoever. So as long as you're not like running ahead without any thought or care for what other people around you are saying, you should be fine. But yeah. And this is more than enough to tank everything. So you got 38, 78, which is fine. And again, you're basically just... The way that your character works is you never block, ever. You just run around and attack things. And then remember that this ability / mandate gives you 3 PRR and MRR that's doubled. So it's 6. That stacks up to 6 times. This is 36 extra PRR and MRR for fighting things. You stun everything in the room with no save with Nice Challenge, because that's what this does. You have Intimidate. You have Renewal. You have 6 uses of Second Wind. If your character dies once you get geared, there is no better definition of the word skill issue than that. So just work at it. You'll be good. Don't worry about it. No stress. Topaz of Wizardry. Here we go. Get a 287 in that bad boy. Got a bunch of mana so you can cast Renewal. All you need. I think that's it. I can't think of anything else I want to do with this build. It looks good. Hopefully you'll be fine. And then also, once you get this character, if you get to cap and you actually gear it out, the thing that's cool about this is you'll just be able to just lead parties through and do all your Reapers and get it done. I will be helping lots of people get through this hardcore season, so it should be a fun time. Also, if you want, what you can do is once you actually get to the level cap, you can use the Lesser Heart of Wood that your character starts with and kind of refinance into Constitution. Maybe gain an extra 8 points. I don't know. Just saying. Refinance. I don't know if that's the right word.
Get me out of this
Hello. What's up, Brackert Raiders? Thank you so much for rating my stream. Very kind of you. Isn't that cheating? No. I said everyone had to start with 6 con, and they have to be 6 con for the day. After that, it doesn't matter. I'm not changing it, but they can. Yo, what's up? Posture check? Oh, my posture's garbage. Thank you for checking on it. Yep. Yeah. Once people get to level cap, it doesn't matter at that point. I don't care. Like you're completely whacked on Oxy today? Why would you do that? You can change anything, dude. You can change anything you want. So you're free. So yeah, that's all we've got here. I wouldn't really change anything else. Oh yeah, now you have Dragon Mark of Shadow, so you have Displacement, which is really silly. Because Displacement is crazy good on Reaper 4, by the way. Was a Pringle skin you put in one of those paint mixer shaker things? Ooh, those are fun. Yeah, go for a ride. Yeah, you can't change your classes, but you can change anything else. So you can change all your feats. When you do a Lesser Heart, Lardo, it puts you back at character creation. So you start from 0. The only things you can't change is your race and your class makeup. But if you have a plus like 20, you could change all your fighter levels into wizard levels and become a new class if you want. You just go back to level 1 and you re-level the entire thing. It's a tedious process, not excuse me, a fast process, but it is a thing you're allowed to do if you want. So that is very cool. All right. Yeah. What's up, Lucian? How are you doing? So thank you for submitting this build. It's very fun. I'm going to do something that I don't want to do, which is turn off the build review train. Are you going no con HP items? No. Just starting with 6 con. Starting with 6 con with no ship and anything else on the first day is going to be really, really rough. And I want to have a reasonable chance of success. You found a major bug? Oh, what's your major bug? What is it? Question about Arcane Archer Tree in the Builder. You mentioned the LE damage in Tier 2 and Tier 3, but Builder doesn't let me do that? Yeah, it's a bug. The Builder's broken. Okay. No more build review for now. It's really blocking tank, not that good. No, it's great for lots of raid scenarios. What? Oh, yeah. You haven't seen that? Let me load it up for you. Let's see. It's got to be in the recents. It's not in the recents. Let me show you. Switch to Orlock, but instead got a free 15 Orlock Sun Elf and a Morning Lord still ready to reincarnate.
I shall attend to it in a trice.
Whoop. Okay, so this tree is no, this works. I thought it was bugged. Maybe I'm losing my mind. So 2 level 15 characters for the price of 1. It was bugged? Oh, you fixed it, yeah. Wait, your character got duplicated? They have the same name? Can you show a screenshot in chat of your 2 characters with the same name? That'd be amazing. I'd love to see that. And a Morning Lord. Reincarnate? Okay, I'm not understanding what your bug is then. Because you said you're reincarnate. It wouldn't let me create a Sun Elf Warlock, but when I try it again, it did. Yeah, you have to make sure that your alignment is matched up with it, because the different Warlock packs have different alignment restrictions. Like, you can't play a good Fiend Warlock, or you can't play a Lawful Order Great Old One. So if you picked the wrong one, it would kick you out and say you can't do it. And you have to try again and pick a different pack. It's all about the Warlock pack. That's not a bug. Did you report it? Yeah, man. Use the Git. Morning Lord Cleric still exists. As well as the Warlock. That's what I said. You duped your character. It's 2 characters with the same name. That's what you just said. You duped it. Not the same name? Then you reincarnated 2 different characters. So there's no bug. Like, you either reincarnate 1 character into a Warlock. Like, the 1 heart doesn't reincarnate 2 characters. It only reincarnates 1 of them. I'm not sure I understand your problem. So I hope you're able to solve it, but I have no clue. But speaking of things that I hope I'm able to solve, yes, 'Twas the night before hardcore, because this is actually going to be the end of me for the day. It's a short stream, I know, but I have a lot of stuff to do and prepare for to get ready for tomorrow. And I had a lot of things I had to do today earlier, and I had a lot of things I have to do now because it's my D&D night, which is convenient the night before hardcore. So I'm actually going to be taking off here. So thank you, everybody who submitted build reviews. I hope I was able to help you out. Good luck on hardcore. If you want to know what's going on with the guild name, what's starting up, when things are happening, we will be streaming here in the Discord tomorrow. Or not in the Discord, on Twitch all day. 1 to 20 run. It's going to be a good time. You got questions about hardcore, you want to know things, you want to know answers and all that, all of it will be here. So please do check in. And that will be all I have. So again, thank you so much. Is anyone streaming the DDO category? There's one other person, so we'll just rate them, and it should be a good time. As I said, I don't want to end the live stream shorter or do anything else, but like I said, it's D&D night for me. I was out and about all morning doing things and getting stuff ready, so it is a bit of a shorter day. But as I said, tomorrow it's going to be an awesome time. I can't wait for it. I'm really excited for you to see it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.